So I'm so excited to talk to you all today. It has really been a very amazing couple of days. So I just want to shout out like a huge congratulations to all of the people in this virtual event who are having major growth. I have been getting texts that the end of the month went crazy. People got promotions. They've had the biggest months they've ever had. So I'm really so excited. I just can't believe it. So, just keep doing what you're doing. This is such amazing work, and I am so proud of you all. Today we're going to talk about beliefs again, and in the previous video I told you to choose 3 of the beliefs from the workbook that weren't serving you in your journey, and how we can come up with new beliefs to serve you better in that area. And so I wanted to talk now about where beliefs come from. So a belief is really just a thought that we think over and over and over again. So if we believe or think that we are not confident, I get a lot of this from a lot of people who have been messaging me that they don't feel confident. So the belief I think that would be behind not feeling confident would be not capable. Like if you're not confident in yourself, it means you don't believe you can pull through, or you don't believe that you're good enough. You don't believe in yourself. There's some lack inside of you that leads you to believe you aren't capable of completing something or going after something or achieving something. So the more that you think this, I'm not capable or I'm not a confident person, every time you think it, you turn on, I've talked about this before, but our reticular activating system, and you turn that on and the wheel starts spinning and it starts looking for evidence in everything that you see. So if you tell yourself you're not confident, every time something comes up and you don't feel confident, your brain will file that as an important reminder, right? So if you can imagine your brain is a bunch of file folders or a search engine. This is really good. If you can imagine a Google search engine. So if you put in I'm not confident into search on Google, it will pull up everything that's ever happened to you that makes you believe you're not confident. Every single thing. And what's interesting is your brain can think one thought at the same time it can think 10,000 thoughts. There's no it's endless possibility. So instead of just thinking of one event that makes you not confident, it could think of 1,000 events that makes you not confident. So how do you change that? And people always ask me this, and here's what I want to say. The first step to change is really seeing that it's there and then believing there's a possibility for it to be different. If you firmly believe that you're not a confident person, it doesn't matter how many times someone tells you you are confident. If you don't see that that's an option to believe, if you don't see that as something that you could change, if you don't see the results that's getting you, right, the effects of having that thought or that belief, then you won't be able to release it in your mind. So awareness in this 6 weeks is key. You want to just really work on becoming aware of the things that you think on a daily basis that don't fuel you forward in your business. And what are the thoughts that I'm repeatedly thinking over and over and over again? Because those are beliefs. And the awareness will let go when you really become aware of, for example, when you start seeing that I'm not confident is holding you back in every area of your life, and you recognize that believing you are confident is the key to your success, that belief that at least, you may not be able to believe you're confident, but if you can believe that believing that you're confident could be the key to your success, then you'll start opening your mind up. That's all we need. We just need a little opening in your mind so that we can start putting in more information, right? Sorry, my eye is itching so bad. So that we can turn your reticular activating system to looking for different things. So it could be right now it's just tuned, it's alerted every time something happens and it proves you're not a confident person. It's going to go ding, 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 ding. But if you're saying, okay, I just want to be open to this. I want to start deciding whether I'm confident or not. I want to just see what are the things I am confident in and start exploring. And if you start to open your mind up just a little bit, little things can start seeping in the brain, and all of a sudden, it's like if you launch a new website. I love the computer analogies because that's really how I think our brains work. If you were to launch a new website, would that website, the very first blog you put on it, like be the first thing that comes up when you search something in Google? Like if I launched my website and it was talking about what we're doing here and belief systems and things like that, would my website, if I only had one thing on it, like one little page of information, be the first thing that popped up when someone searched belief systems? No. It would be whatever popped up that had thousands and thousands of pages on it. So the way that you get it to number one status, right, the top of the page on Google, is you have to add pages and pages and pages and pages of information. How you do that is up to you. You can do it in your brain just by looking and seeing and hearing things. You can be journaling. I know a lot of people are resistant to this, but it is what changed my life. I have like 10 journals at this point in my journal. I just fill them up. So I'm doing that. I always do the activities that I recommend you guys do. I do those all the time, over and over and over again, because I don't believe that growth stops ever. So one time, this empowering new beliefs, I might have wrote one thing one time, and then the next time it might be completely different. So what you do, though, is you create those new evidences. So if it's journaling every day, just trying to find one or two things that you did where you were completely confident and you know you're really good at, and writing about that over and over and over again. Or, this is a really good one, you can also trick your brain into believing future confidence. So, for example, if you have something coming up, you're going to be meeting with someone this week, you could journal all week before you meet them about your imaginary scenario, like how you think it goes or how you want to imagine it going. So if you want it to be like you walk in and you're super confident and you give them a huge smile and you just come in with love and abundance and they love you and you guys have this amazing connection, and for the first time you get to speak about your opportunity with passion and with excitement, and the room, you're just riveted to each other, and the person's like, oh my gosh, like, you're so confident, I want what you have, like, I want this, I want what you have, the energy is so amazing. And then if you just write that every day, like you imagine that happening and you're writing about it and you're visualizing it, so which means you're closing your eyes and you're just thinking about every little detail. You're thinking about exactly how it would feel to walk into that room and be confident, how you would carry yourself, what you would wear, like you're just closing your eyes and you're imagining this. What were the things I would say? What would be the tone of my voice? How fast or slow would I talk? How would I sit in my chair? And you really imagine this over and over and over again, and you're thinking confidence, confidence, confidence. Then your brain will start to develop those pages little by little by little. One event after the other to prove to yourself that you are confident, telling yourself that you're enough over and over and over again. I used to have that written all over my house. I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. I listen to like visualizations or meditations before I go to sleep, and I listen to this amazing one that's all about you're beautiful, you are amazing, you are confident, you are exciting, you are fun, you are loved, and it's just like, oh yeah, okay. But you can listen to confidence ones. You can listen to ones that all kinds. I'm just using this confidence as an example just because so many of you have reached out to me about it, but really it can be anything. And then I want you to even think about how can you show up. Maybe you're not on a level of confidence like I'm at right now. But are you on a level that's higher than someone else? Because if you're doing this business, if you signed up for an opportunity to do a network marketing business, if you signed up to coach with me, there is some level in which you are very confident. So it's just pulling that out of you and choosing to believe that and think it over and over and over and over again above everything else. Remember when we talked about fear and love, the only difference is that both could be true. Lack could be there and abundance could be there. It's just which one are you going to decide to believe? Which one are you going to decide to focus on? So when you create a new belief, really it's just deciding to focus on something else so long that you believe it, that you think it so many times that it becomes second nature. I can tell you 100%, I did not a year and a half ago believe that I was someone capable of being an entrepreneur. I was not capable of being a leader. I was not capable of making new friends. I was not capable as being seen as someone that people want to spend time with. I did not believe that I was someone that people would want to be friends with, that would want to coach with. Like I didn't believe that I was capable of getting up in the morning early. I didn't believe I was capable of making a lot more money than I was currently making. I didn't believe I was capable of cutting things out of my life. Ooh, that's a good one. I did not believe I was capable of giving up my beloved blush products, or that I was capable of giving up cable, let alone my TV, that I was capable of not shopping all the time, that I was capable of not, I canceled a vacation. I chose my business over a vacation that I'd already paid for, right? Those are not things I would believe I was capable of, but guess what? Every time I believed I was capable of something, it added a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, and then I am capable, I am enough, and I am confident are just coming up at the top of my search engines right now. But it's taken practice and it's taken confidence. But the first step is seeing what do you believe that's holding you back. And that is really the power of private coaching. And I also want to take the time to just kind of talk to you because I've had, I had someone sign up this week. They really loved this program, and then they got on the phone and had a conversation with me, and it was a world apart. Because you can learn all day long, but you're going to be learning what I'm teaching you here from your current level of understanding that you have and the current belief systems you have. That's why we did that worksheet, to find out what are the ones we don't know about, right? So there are things you know that you need help in. But what I find are the things that you don't know you need help in. Those are the ones that fuel you forward fast. Because right now, it's like you know that you need confidence. So you're actively seeking it, right? But there are things that you don't know that you're not actively seeking at all. And those could really be the major keys. Some of those things could be the keys that unlock your confidence, right? The things on the surface that you know you need work on, those things could easily just unlock and open up the moment you know the one thing that you didn't know. And the way that you do that is you have to have someone to challenge your understanding. You have to have someone challenge your level of belief, and that's where I come in. When I get on the phone with you one-on-one, or those of you that have participated on the calls and you've had me coach you live on the calls, you've seen that too, right? You've seen how it's totally a world apart from being coached by me live on something versus just listening and sitting back. So another thing I want to encourage, we still have many more weeks ahead of us, is if you haven't jumped on and been willing to be coached live, do it. Do it, not for everybody else, not because of what other people will think of you, because I want you to get your transformation in the 6 weeks. I want you to have things that open up for you and you're like, whoa, yeah, this is it, right? So take advantage of that. Or schedule a one-on-one call with me. I'll give everybody a free call to just talk to me, right? Schedule that and let's dive in and let's see. But essentially what I do in private coaching is I listen to my clients every week. I just sit back and I listen to them. I let them talk to me about their week, about their business, what they want, where they're at now, what they think they need to do to get it. And I listen for incongruency, right? The things that we talked about in the first call. Like if there are things in their life that they're saying they want, but they're doing the complete opposite, or sometimes we have competing belief systems, or that's not the word I'm looking for, but opposite belief systems. So we might believe that we are capable and we're very confident and, that we can do anything. And then we might have a belief about speaking in front of people or getting on the phone one-on-one with them. Or we might have a belief that says, I kill it when I'm live in front of people, but I do awful on the phone. But half of your business is on the phone, right? So you might have, beliefs that just don't match up with each other. So sometimes you have inconsistent results. Like sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And it's probably because at one moment you're in alignment with one belief and the other you're in alignment with the other. So what I do is I help you see, where's that misalignment coming from? What are those things that you don't know? Because if you don't know what you don't know, you're never going to know what it's costing you. You're never going to know how fast you could be moving, how big your business could be built. You'll never know these things. So when you get on the phone with me, I challenge those things. I help you open your perspective and open your eyes. I help you allow beliefs in that you would have never been open to before, because I can explain them to you on your level of understanding that you currently are in, and help you raise your level of understanding where you need to be in order to grow fully. So I just wanted to kind of talk about that, because I've had someone that just really had a major transformation and decided, I want to do this. I really want to dive in. And the week that we talk about beliefs, this is where it's the most important, because I would say the number one thing I do as a coach is I believe in you more than you believe in yourself, right? And I challenge the beliefs that you have that aren't getting you where you want. The only thing that's keeping you between where you want to be now or where you're at now and where you want to be is your beliefs. It's it. And I said this a little bit differently this weekend at the retreat. I said it's your willingness to feel negative emotion. But the only reason why you feel negative emotion is because of what you're thinking about. And what you're thinking about comes from your belief systems, right? How you react to something, the way that you perceive things. It's like, if you could imagine, we all have belief systems, and it's like putting little glasses on, and then there's a filter, and everything's filtered through those glasses of your beliefs. So you only really experience people and things and opportunity through your glasses that you're wearing of your belief system that was created years and years and years ago, and may not even be what you actually logically believe now, but it's somewhere deep down in there. And so those are the ones you got to flesh out. That's why we did that worksheet this week, because we need to see what are deep down inside of there that's holding you back. And when you do go to create a new belief, when you decide, I'm going to set my focus or my reticular activating system on something that's different than I currently believe right now, it's going to be hard. It's going to feel uncomfortable. You might feel angry, frustrated, disappointed. You might feel any plethora of negative emotion, simply because your brain is like, no, this is what I've always thought. No, abort. Because it wants to be efficient. It wants to keep thinking the same things over and over, and keep seeing the same evidence over and over, and keep getting the results over and over, because it's familiar. That's it. Because it's familiar, and familiar to your brain means safety. But safety is a sedative. It keeps us exactly where we're at right now. So I'm going to ask you guys to really dive in, right? Some of the energy's dropped a little bit in the group, right? Let's pick it back up. I'm going to ask you guys to dive in and really challenge what you believe right now. The things that I say that make you uncomfortable, challenge that. Why does it make you feel uncomfortable? What if it didn't? What would be the alternative to that? Imagine if it didn't, if change didn't feel uncomfortable. If challenging the belief that you don't have the time or the money, if that didn't feel uncomfortable, what would you do? How would your life be? If some of the beliefs that you hold now that you're like, but I can't do it, I don't know how, right? I don't know how is a belief that I really got over. Oh, let me tell you this story really quick. I don't want to keep it too much longer, but I have to tell you this because we're on beliefs. So I went to this event, and we did this exercise where we broke an arrow with our neck. So what happened, it was an arrow that they actually hunt bears with. So it had this silver tip on the end. And you had to put that right here on the soft tissue of your neck, right there. And then someone held it out the other end. They put their hand up, and they formed resistance to where it was just you, and the arrow was just pointing up against someone's hand. And you had to lean forward, and they had to dig deep in there until it finally snapped. But they made you sign these waivers that if it went through your throat and punctured you, you couldn't sue them. That they made you sign something that said death could occur, that vocal damage could occur. Oh my God! I was horrified. You had to put safety glasses on. It was the scariest moment, because you have to sign the waiver before they tell you what you're doing. And I was like, oh God, I want to run out of the room right now. And I was the most scared. I went the last, and I kept doing it over and over, and I would back out and be like, oh no, this hurts. And then I would go forward again and back out, oh no, this hurts. It hurts, I can't do it, it hurts, right? Because that's what we do. When we try to do new things and it hurts, we back out because we don't want to experience the pain, right? So before we started doing this arrow exercise, they had us write on our arrow a belief that we wanted to break, right? Something we didn't want to believe anymore, something that we wanted to just crunch out of our life, like break it out of our life. And so I wrote on the arrow, I don't know how. And so I'm trying, and I actually had a bruise. Like I had a purple bruise right here on my neck, and I couldn't do it. And I was getting more and more scared, and then it was hurting more and more every time I tried, because then the bruise was there. So then it was just pressing against something that already hurt. And the leader of the seminar saw me doing this, and he came over and he pulled me aside and he said, I'm noticing that you're trying to do it, but you're doing it like all the wrong ways. Like every way that the way that your posture is, the way that you're going into it, it's like the way that it will hurt the most. It will inflict the most pain. So let me give you a couple tips. And so he told me to sink down lower in my body, to brace myself, so to put one leg back, to rest it right here on the bone. Not on the soft fleshy part, but on the bone, right here. And then lean forward into it. And the moment I leaned forward into it, it snapped. And I just cried my eyes out. And I told him, I said, you'll never believe what I wrote on my arrow. My arrow said, I don't know how. I didn't know how to break the arrow. But the moment that I tried, and I kept trying, even when it hurt, even when I failed the first time, the second time, the third time. I think I tried 4 or 5 times before he pulled me aside, and then I tried again. And it was that time that it broke. But I didn't know how. Someone came along and told me how to do it. But he would have never came around, and he would have never known to tell me that I was doing it wrong. He would have never known to show me the right way to do it if I hadn't originally set out to do it in the first place. None of that would have ever happened. If I had just gotten scared at the waiver and said, no way, I'm not trying to die at a seminar, peace, I'm out, then I would have never been in that situation. Had I broke it the first time, he would have never had the opportunity to come up and tell me how to do it right? So I tried over and over and over. It didn't work. I learned the things that didn't work for me, and then someone came along and helped me. And all because I set out and just tried it. And I was willing to keep going every time it hurt and try again and again and again. So that's what I want for you guys. I want you guys to keep trying even when it hurts. I want you to keep trying every time you fail and it doesn't work. Every time you find evidence for why you aren't confident, right? Just chalk it up. Say, okay, I'm going to choose to focus on something else for now. And I'm going to choose to keep building evidence even when something creeps in and I see evidence over here for the opposite, right? I'm going to keep going and I'm going to keep focusing and I'm going to just choose to believe I'm confident. Even if it's not in every area of my life, I'm going to choose the areas that I do feel confident in. I'm going to add a lot of good emotion behind that. I'm going to really expand that feeling, and then I'm going to expand it in the things that I don't feel confident in. I'm just going to build my confidence up little by little by little. So it might not be confidence for you, it could be something else, but this is how you create new beliefs. This is what beliefs are. They're just repetitive thinking, and the first step is just knowing what that thought is, knowing what your beliefs are and which ones serve you and which ones don't. Because you don't need to get rid of every belief you have in your life. You just need to see which ones are getting me the results that I don't want, and what do I need to believe to get the results that I do want. I hope you guys have a beautiful week. Love you. Bye.